my first question for you is, where did your interest in motorsport originate from?
So I first started by watching F1, like most people, and then I saw that there was a lot of racing in the UK, like VTCC, touring cars. So it really made me want to do it, honestly.
And then what made you decide to go into karting at 15?
I kind of knew it was too late to properly start, but I just thought it looked so fun, and I didn't really have anything to lose if I tried it. So, yeah.
Fair enough. And then in your own words, your progression in motorsport has seen rapid progression. So um you went from karting at 15 to then just over a year later taking part in a hill climb in a Vauxhall Corsa, being the youngest female to do so. So what was it like adapting from karts to cars?
Honestly, because I'd never driven before, I had no idea what to expect. And going into my first race, I'd never driven a car. So it was kind of just go for it. So I was very scared, honestly. And I had no idea what to expect. It was so weird, so different.
And then in September, you joined Formula Woman. So how has that helped you kind of level up in terms of being a racing driver?
Honestly, being with Formula One, it's managed to get my name more out there in the motorsport community. And it's given me the opportunity to test multiple cars, which I think will definitely help with my growth in motorsport.
And then obviously I know you've mentioned you've driven the Jaguars and BMWs, and then obviously before that you'd only driven the Vauxhall Corsa, I believe. Yeah. So what was that like? Because obviously there's a quite big kind of power difference to get used to there. So um was there much you needed to learn when you first tested those two cars?
So going from the Corsa, which is obviously H passive manual, and then jumping into the BMW, it was a bit different, but obviously because it is automatic, I do find it a bit easier. And I didn't feel there was much to adjust to. Maybe just the acceleration and the amount of power it gives out compared to a little Corsa. So
And then your aim at the moment is to make it to GT Cup. So you spent some time with 24/7 Motorsport. Is that where kind of you made the decision that's where you wanted to be, like in that series?
yeah, so Formula Woman did a collab sort of thing with 24/7, who obviously have a team in GT Cup. And when we attended it at Donington, the atmosphere and everything was just amazing. So seeing how the garage worked, the drivers worked, it made me sure that's what I want to do.
And then is that kind of the end goal for you, or is that kind of something that's the goal for now, and then you'd see where you can progress from there, kind of thing?
So obviously this goal is more possible than something like Le Mans, which I would love to do that, but that is quite far away now, I'd say. So I feel like if I aim for GT Cup, then see where it goes, I think it might be possible.
Oh, and then next year you have the ice driving in Sweden. How did that all come about?
So that is something that Formula Woman does, and they take a lot of their drivers on it. Um, and I was kind of offered if I wanted to go to sharpen up my skills. So I was like, yes, definitely.
And then obviously motorsport is quite a bit about money and budgeting. How hard has it been trying to find sponsorship to take part in different series?
I think it's harder than the driving to find sponsorship. Obviously, money plays a big factor, and the people who do have money, they do tend to go a lot further. But I think the people that don't have as much, they do struggle. Like I've struggled, and it is so hard trying to find people who are willing to put the money in to actually achieve something.
Okay, and then kind of what's your aim maybe for the next year? What do you want to achieve?
I don't really have a set goal, but I would love to do an endurance race by next year. Hopefully, there's a possibility of one coming up. So I'd love to do that because I feel like that would just complete everything for this year. But definitely compete in more races, trying to get more sponsorship, obviously, that will help. and just be more involved, to be honest.
And kind of reading through your stuff, there's a lot of links to kind of the endurance racing side of stuff. Is that kind of the bit of motorsport you're predominantly kind of interested in, like what you would get the most enjoyment out of?
Definitely, because of just watching how it happens, it's a lot more than just driving. You have the technical side with the, I don't know the word, but something like that. And then a lot more goes into it, and it's all about teamwork. And I think that's really special.